Good morning, everybody. How are you today? It is November the 5th, bonfire night, Thinking Thursday. I hope you're having a good day so far, locked in your houses. Happy lockdown to everyone. I'm here in my garage. Be stuck here for the next month. Interesting times, eh? Anyway, my name is Karen and I'm here with Get Moving. Get Moving is all about helping people with mobility issues to get some exercise. Exercise is good for us, just in case you didn't know. And in case you have any problems with exercising at all, if you have problems with moving or anything like that, then Get Moving is here to help you. It is suitable for pretty much everybody, whether you are seated, whether you are standing, anything in between. There are exercises here that can help you improve and get the most out of your life. We maximise our fitness, maximise our strength, maximise our mobility, and do whatever we can do. We're not going to accept where we are. We strive to improve, even if it's just a little bit, because hey, that's what it's all about, and we're here to help everyone do that. So I hope you have your resistance bands handy, because the exercise of the week involves resistance bands. So make sure you got it. You've got about 10 seconds to go grab it and dash. Go dash and grab it now if you haven't got it. Excuse me. In the meantime, if you have any questions at all about Get Moving, about who we are, what we do and stuff like that, there's the web address up in the description up there, reesefitness.co.uk/getmoving. We've got a share button down there. If you think this is any good, if you know anybody who might benefit from some exercise, then please, by all means, share this video over to them. Share it far and wide, and let's get as many people moving as we possibly can, because it's good fun. Anyway, let's get started. It is Thinking Thursday. So with Thinking Thursday, we get our brains involved. We don't just go through the motions, because going through the motions is stage one. It's fine, that's good. We'll improve by just going through the motions. However, we'll improve a lot more, a lot quicker, a lot better if we think about what we're doing. We don't just do the moves, but we actively take a mental part of what we're doing, think about what we're doing, how it works, how it can't work, how we can't do it, how we can improve things a little bit. So we're going to do all the exercises here today twice. The first time is a bit of a bench setter, and we're just going to sort of find out what our level is, figure out our strengths and our weaknesses, and then we're going to do it a second time, and we're going to have a plan ready to make ourselves a little bit better. How can we do this move that we're going to do a tiny bit better? I don't mean how we're going to do it perfect. Perfect doesn't exist. But how can we personally make the move a tiny bit better? That's what we do on Thinking Thursday. We use our brains, we think it through. So, first of all then, marching on the spot, our first exercise. Let me check my time actually. Time is set for 25 seconds. 25 seconds of everything, okay? First exercise, marching on the spot. If you're seated, sitting tall and just marching on the spot like so. Nice and simple, start things going. Just getting your legs up and down like that. Dead simple. If you're standing, marching on the spot while standing. Again, standing tall, small move is easier, big move is harder. Make it as big a move as you can, but don't forget, we're going to do it twice. First time to set a benchmark. So marching on the spot for 25 seconds. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Just marching away. Nice and simple, getting things moving. So don't forget, easier movement is a small move down there. That's fantastic. But start thinking, how can you get your knees higher? How can you make this move bigger? How can you do the balancing better? This first one, we're going to figure out what we're good at, what we're not so good at, and how we can improve a tiny bit. Okay, that is round one. Put your thinking caps on now. Thinking Thursday. How can you make this second round now a tiny bit better? Are you ready? Same again, marching on a spot, but a little bit better. In 3, 2, 1, off you go. Marching away. So ask yourself, how can you get your knees a little bit higher? How can you make it a bigger move? How can you make it more controlled? Maybe how can you pause at the top there for a second? Holding it there, so it's not just throwing it up and crashing down. It's how can you make the move a little bit more controlled? How can you make it a little bit more balanced? And that's our time, okay? So you get the idea? We're going to do all the exercises twice. First time assessment, second time improvement. Okay, next exercise. Again, suitable for seated or standing. It is just shoulder rolls. Rolling your shoulders back like so, or if you can, elbows back, or if you can, arms back. Do the best move that you can do. We're going to do it twice, remember. 3, 2, 1. Off we go for round 1. So, start off with just a steady, big movement from your shoulders if you can. Reaching up, reaching back, reaching down. If you can do that, start getting your elbows involved. If you can do that, start getting your arms involved. You do the best version you can, but don't forget this first round is a bench setting. Just finding out what your level is, what your strengths or weaknesses are. Okay. How can you make this move a bit better? Did you forget about one side entirely? That's a common thing actually, just forgetting about one side. Make sure you get both sides involved. Make sure you get both sides nice and high. How can you make it better? 3, 2, 1. Off you go. Reaching up, reaching back, reaching down. A common problem is slouching and doing that. Maybe you're going to think about sitting taller or standing taller. Reaching up, reaching back, reaching down. How can you make this move a little bit better than you did the first time? Thinking about it, using our brains, engaging our heads, doing a bit better. And that's our time. Simple as that. Okay. Next one, knee bends. So if you're seated, sitting tall, and you're going to kick your feet out like so. Dead simple, but get those knees moving. Don't let them stiffen up. Keep them mobile, okay? If we're standing, kicking the heels back towards our bums. Again, knee movements. Nice, controlled knee movements. 25 seconds worth. Again, think about what you're doing. See how you're doing it. 3, 2, 1. Off you go. So bending or straightening your knees. A small move is easier. A bigger move is harder. You set your benchmark. You figure out what your level is. What do you find difficult? What do you find easy? And you decide what you're going to do a bit better, what you're going to work on in round 2. And again, like I say, I'm flogging a dead horse here, using our brains. I keep saying it all the time. So that's round 1. So plan ahead now. What's you going to do in this next round? How are you going to make it a tiny bit better? Use our heads. In 3, 2, 1, off you go. So maybe if you're standing, you're going to work on your balance. You're going to concentrate on this side to side motion so you're stable on one leg at a time. Maybe that's what you're thinking about. Maybe you're thinking about the size of the movement, how to get your foot even higher up. What are you personally going to do? Because I don't know you. You know you best. You need to decide and figure out how you can improve. That's our time. Well done, well done. Okay, twisty Sarahs. Seated or standing. Folding our arms, twisting one way and twisting the other way. You get the idea of what we're going to do? 3, 2, 1. Off you go. Nice big moves. Sitting tall or standing tall, either way. Not slouching. Moving the body, moving the chest one way, moving the chest the other way. So it's not just flapping arms. It is a big movement. It is a big movement. How are you going to maximize the size and quality of your movement? Think about what you're doing. That's our time. Think about how you can make it a tiny bit better. Ready for round 2? Because we're going to put it into action now. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Don't forget the timer. Big twist one way. Big twist the other way. As big a move as you can manage. Maybe think about one shoulder coming forwards and the other shoulder coming forwards. How can you make it a big move? How can you get your stomach muscles involved to really get as much movement as you can? There we go, that's our time. So moving on to the double tap. Okay, if you're seated, again, as always, sitting tall, no slouching. One knee comes up twice. Comes up, bang, bang, and then down. Same on the other side, bang, bang, and then down. If you're standing, this is your balance exercise. Again, it's a tricky one. This can be an easy move is down here. 1, 2, and then land. 1, 2, and then land. If you can, make it a bigger move. 1, 2, and then land. 25 seconds worth. See what you can do. See where you struggle. 3, 2, 1. Away you go. So again, this first round, setting a benchmark, finding out what you personally can do easily or what you personally can do difficult. Is that even a phrase? I'm not sure. But you're going to figure out what you need to work on, what your personal strengths and weaknesses are. And then we can zero in on those weaknesses and figure out how to make them a little bit better. So that's our time. So think how you're going to do it. What are you going to work on? Make it a small, simple thing you can work on and practice it now. In 3, 2, 1, off you go. So maybe you're thinking about sitting and standing tall and not letting everything collapse down here. We're not slouching. We're going to stay nice and tall and get the knee up to us as opposed to the body down to the knee. Maybe that's what you're going to work on. Posture is always a good thing. It's difficult, but it's very good. It looks after the body, makes us move better. That's our time, well done. Okay, so now it's our new exercise of the week. Okay, resistance band. I hope you have yours handy. If you're unsure about it, don't forget, look at last Tuesday's session, Technique Tuesday, because that's where I go in depth on how to do it properly. But we're going to have this looped around a solid anchor directly to one side of me. It can be left or right, doesn't matter, we're going to do both in the end anyway. If you sit or stand closer to the anchor, it's easier. If you sit or stand further away, it's harder. And again, you can do it seated or you can do it standing, your choice. So, holding on to the resistance band, it is directly to my right hand side there at 3 o'clock. Holding it in the middle of my chest, I'm going to aim it dead center, dead in front at 12 o'clock. And we're going to hold it for 25 seconds. 3, 2, 1, off we go. So it's extended out in front. My hands, my arms are pointing directly in front at 12 o'clock. The band is anchored directly to my right hand side at 3 o'clock. The band is trying to twist me and pull me out of shape, and I'm resisting it. I'm just holding it still. If I sit closer to the anchor, it's easier. If I sit further away, it's harder. That's our time there. Well done. So we're doing the same thing on the other side now, but of course we've got an idea now of how good, how bad we are, what we need to work on. Do we need to sit closer, further away? Take that into context as we turn around 180 degrees, and we're going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. So now the anchor is directly to my left at 9 o'clock. The resistance bands, I'm holding that dead center of my chest. We're going to point it out to 12 o'clock for 25 seconds. Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, off we go. So reaching out, arms at 12 o'clock, dead center. My anchor point at 9 o'clock on my left. The bands are trying to pull me out of shape. I'm going to stay sitting or standing nice and tall. I'm not letting it pull me out of shape. I'm holding myself strong there. And that's our time. There we go. Well done. That is our exercise of the week. That's what we're going to be doing all week. So practice that. Get used to it really well. Okay. Nicely done. Okay. What's next? Ankles and tight ropes. Mobility if you're seated. So if you are seated, we're going to get your ankles moving as much as we can. So stay seated, but one ankle is going to bend as much as possible, and we're going to get our heel to touch the floor. And then we're going to point the ankle and get the toes to touch the floor. And then heel and toe and heel and toe and so on and so forth. Make sure you do both sides, both legs. But if you're standing, we're going to tightrope walk, balancing. Best done if you are alongside a wall or the back of a sofa or a table, something like that, because we're going to challenge our balance. But there is going to be a balance issue here. So feet apart is easier. The narrower your feet are, the harder. We're going to do the hardest, narrowest version that you personally can manage without falling over. Falling over is bad. However, wobbling is good. So with me now, walking forward, off we go. Walking on an imaginary tightrope on the floor. Imagine you've got one painted on the floor, and you're going to walk along that tightrope, heel, toe, heel, toe. Let your arms move, let your body wobble around. You keep your balance nice and strong. And then moving backwards, the same thing again. Toes, heels, toes, heels. Again on that imaginary tightrope. Balancing, wobbling, moving as much as you want or need. No falling over, but real challenge, real struggling to keep your balance. Now, same thing again, thinking Thursday. How can we make this second round now better? Do you need to change the speed? Do you need to change your foot position? Do you need to use more or less arms or something? Figure out how you can make it a bit better. And away we go. Round 2. Heel toe, heel toe. Walking forwards again. What I find best for balance is to look at something immobile. I stare at that thing. I keep my arms out and I let them move as much as they need, but I still always look at that immobile object. That's a good thing for me. Now, going backwards, same thing. Toes, heels, last time. And again, nice solid balance, nice and controlled. Let your arms move, let the other leg work. It acts like a counterbalance. They can move around. We're just keeping our center of gravity over that supporting foot. And I've run out of room, so that is time well done. That's our tightrope walking done. Okay, last couple of things then. I'm going to change my timer. Fast feet. Okay, we're going to do 10 seconds of fast feet. Let me shift this for you. Okay, so if you are seated, now it's going to be a small but fast move. So you're going to be sprinting on the spot. Nice, quick, fast feet movements, okay? If we're standing, it's the same thing, but standing, running on the spot again. Small, fast movements, okay? 2 rounds of 10 seconds. You're going to ask yourself, how can you make your feet move faster, okay? It's all about speed. That's the priority here, okay? 10 seconds only. In 3, 2, 1. Off you go. Running on the spot. Nice and quick. Keep them moving. There we go. That's our time. So now you ask yourself, how can you make that a little bit better and a little bit faster? Quick feet, fast feet, small foot movements, but make them quick. Are you ready? Final round. In 3, 2, 1. Off you go. Nice and quick. Running on the spot. Keep them moving. Boom. There we go. Done. And that kicks us into our final exercise, the cardio part of it, where fingers crossed you get nicely out of breath. Shadow boxing. 3 rounds, 25 seconds each. If you're seated, fists up, punching high, punching low, punching round, punching up. Any combination you can think of, but punching hard and fast and getting your breathing up. If we're standing, same idea, but keep your feet moving, keep your feet moving if you can. Shadow boxing and moving your feet back and forth. Okay? 3 rounds, 25 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, off you go. So this is about getting out of breath. Punching away. Twist the body. How can you get more out of breath with these exercises? What do you need to do to get more out of breath? Is it faster? Is it bigger? Is it more? Who knows? You know. And now in round 2, you're going to put it to the test. You're going to do it better, faster, harder. Round 2, are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, off you go. Punching away. So, even if you're seated, you can still punch fast, punch hard. You can punch around, up, anything you want. But get the body moving, twist the body. Twist, twist, twist. And get out of breath. Being out of breath is a good thing. That's our time. So we've got 1 round left. This is it. This is the last bit. So get stuck in. Give it your best shot. Your whole purpose now is to get as out of breath as you possibly can in 25 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Off you go. Punching away. Punch into the body down there. Round to the ribs, underneath the chin. Round the side of the head. Straight in the middle of the head. Backing away. Driving in. Whatever you need to get your body moving. Get your body huffing and puffing. And out of breath. There we go. That is our time there. Outstanding. So that, well done everybody, have a seat. That is our Thinking Thursday. As I say, it's about letting the brain help the body. We don't just go through the motion, we don't just clock in and clock out. I mean, that's okay, but I want more, I am greedy, I want more from you. And I know for a fact that if we think about things, if we plan it, if we figure this thing out, we can improve a little bit more. And that's it. We don't accept what we've got. We strive for a little bit more. We help each other out. We go for it. That is Thinking Thursday. Thank you very much. Now don't forget, tomorrow, Fitness Friday. It's all about getting out of breath. Getting fit, getting out of breath, getting your heart going, getting your lungs going, getting as efficient as you can, improving our heart and lungs. Fitness Friday, 11 o'clock tomorrow. So, thank you very much, boys and girls. You're stars. I'll see you tomorrow. Nice, bright and early at 11 o'clock. Thank you. Bye-bye.